think of how yesterday went for you, right? Um, you know, were you feeling good? Were you sore? Were you sick? Were you hungry? Whatever, right? Uh, did you like what you had on yesterday? Um, things like that, right? Think of everything that plays into why you felt the way you did. Things that are in your control. If someone crazy came up to you and just started cussing you out, like I'm not talking about that. Like that's out of your control. I'm talking about the things that like you are in control of. Like maybe you do, maybe like say you do, these are things that you do have the power to change. Like maybe you're sick. Um what are the things that you could have avoided to be sick? Like that's personally the very, very, very first thing I think of when I'm sick. It's just like, man, like I would do anything not to be sick right now. And the same with like being cold, like super cold, like a super cold winter day, and you didn't dress properly. The 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 only thing on your mind at that given point is, man, if only I knew the answer to staying warmer right now. Like, if only I dressed the right way to stay warm. And then when you're sick, oh man, if only I had, like, is there something I could have done to avoid being sick? You know, whether it's the things I ate, the air quality that I have, just unhealthy habits that I could snap out of and it'd be easier on me. Like, these are the things that it takes you to kind of be sick first, or be like you're sick, or you're hungry or whatever. Like, why does it take you to literally be in that scenario? Like, am I gonna wait to stink like absolute like swamp dog water, like to take a shower, you know? Like, no, I don't really wait for that to happen to shower, you know? So I kind of have that approach to everything that I do on a daily basis, right? It's like I try to recognize what are the things that are a part of what I do, and I don't even realize like how big a role they play. And one is like the air that I breathe. That's like number one. Oh, well, maybe not number one, but that's the first thing that's coming to mind right now. So we'll use that as the example, right? If you live in a lot of clutter, and what is a lot of clutter gonna do? That's gonna lower your chance of wanting to like. That's gonna lower your motivation to want to clean, because there's more obstacles that you have to like move around or get rid of or whatever to want to like clean. Therefore, it's gonna lead to being in a dustier area, or like, you know, bugs or whatever, roaches like breeding in the corner of your room. I don't know, you know, having a fun little time in the corner of your room in a spot you can't even see. Bugs. Anyways, sorry, that was a little explicit. But the point is like that stuff like that happens as a result of your habits prior to that. So if the decisions that I made, so with that in mind, right, if I could dial back the clock, I would prioritize having the least amount of clutter in my room. You know, like or just in my living space. What's the bare minimum of like things that I need that play the most crucial role in the life that not only that I live right now, but the life that I want to live in the future. You know, I have goals of wanting to travel more in my life, like in the future, especially with video making like being a priority of what I want to do, I think for the rest of my life. Like, I know it's easy to like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this, like 18 years old. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this for the rest of my life. But like, genuinely, after some deep thinking and some analyzing me from being young up till this point, I don't think video making is leaving me anytime soon. I think that that's going to be a crucial part of whatever I decide to do in my life. Like, I just can't see a future where I'm not documenting my life through creations and through videos and through communication with anyone who wants to. So anyways, so traveling, right? I noticed how staying inside for excessive points, for excessive like portions, takes a big mental toll on me. And that's why I feel like traveling, it doesn't even have to be traveling through like a plane, but I consider like a long walk as a form of traveling. Like, because you're just kind of soaking in the environment around you, and you're creating, you're making an effort to make a new memory. You know what I mean? Like, you're trying to create room for some type of memory to happen. But when you're just kind of staying inside, and there's things that you want to do, but you can't pinpoint why, there's nothing that being inside is gonna do for you, unless you really enjoy being a homebody, and if that's the case, this is not for you. Then enjoy. I'm actually happy for you. Matter of fact, if that is you, please give me some advice. I really think I could use it, and it could change my outlook on being inside. Because as someone who grew up playing video games a lot, that's what I did yearn for, is like just being inside and spending the whole day inside just playing video games. And it's nice, but alright, I'm going on a tangent. Wow, this is like, try not to go on a tangent challenge impossible edition every single time I make a video. But anyways, yeah, you're the air you breathe. And then in my case, right, I hate immovable object furniture. Like, yeah, let me just lug this 300-pound wooden dresser in my second floor apartment or house or whatever you live in. It's like, no, lame, bro, outdated. Unless you have like a bunch of Willy Wonka Oompa Loompas ready to just help you out at any given moment, and you're just willing to ask any neighbor or just friends to help you. I don't know, I don't like that. And then anytime you want to like rearrange or redecorate inside your interior, it's like, well, gotta go grab my buddies, because I'm not gonna lift up this 500-pound wooden I don't know, man. I'm not a fan of like humongous furniture, bro. It's just like a headache. So me, I'm really at peace. What? All right, man. This could be its own video, but so I'm gonna try to make it quick. When I moved for the first time, and I was 18 at the time, and just seeing my childhood house completely gutted, like either gutted or just wrapped in like bubble wrap, so it was of no use. Just seeing my childhood house that I only ever knew filled up really until this point with furniture and collectibles and belongings, or just fully furnished, right? Seeing, like, living those few days before the actual move with the house completely gutted out like that was so incredibly eye-opening to me. Like, I can't even explain. Like, I can't even put it into words how eye-opening it was. Like, it made me realize that the only thing that mattered at that point were the clothes on my back, the food I was gonna eat, and seeing friends and family and loved ones, whatever, right? And having my phone or camcorder at the time to like document those moments. That's the only thing that mattered to me. And And it was possibly, outside of the actual moving part, that was stressful. I was leaving everything I once knew because I grew up there my whole life, and moving was kind of scary. But like the actual living itself was some of the most peaceful days I've ever lived, because it made me realize that I was able to get through these days with, like, I didn't need any of that. Like it was just about, maybe my camera, my phone, like anything that I used on an actual daily basis that was out. And anything that I didn't really need wasn't out. And it opened my eyes to, like, if I could start over, I didn't need any of that. I'll make a part 2.